Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling like you lost, but you couldn't explain why? You agreed to something you never wanted, doubted your own thoughts, or even apologized for something that wasn't your fault. What if I told you that some of the smartest people don't control others with force? They control them with psychology. Today, we're exposing the 10 manipulation tricks highly intelligent people use every single day. Intelligence is one of the most powerful tools a person can have. It can build businesses, solve impossible problems, and inspire millions. But just like any powerful tool, it can also be used the wrong way. Not every highly intelligent person is manipulative. In fact, many use their intelligence to help others. But there are people who understand human psychology so well that they quietly influence decisions without anyone noticing. The scary part? Most manipulation doesn't look aggressive. It doesn't involve yelling or threats. It often feels polite, logical, even friendly. That's why so many people fall for it. By the end of this video, you'll recognize 10 subtle manipulation tactics that can completely change the way you see conversations, relationships, workplaces, and even social media. More importantly, you'll learn how to protect yourself without becoming manipulative yourself. Let's begin with the first trick. 1. They let silence do the work. Most people are uncomfortable with silence. The moment a conversation goes quiet, they rush to fill the gap. Highly intelligent manipulators know this. Instead of arguing or explaining, they'll simply stay silent. That silence creates pressure. Your brain starts asking questions. Did I say something wrong? Are they upset? Should I explain myself? Without realizing it, you begin talking more and revealing information they never had to ask for. The longer the silence lasts, the more uncomfortable people become. Eventually, many give away secrets, change their opinions, or even negotiate against themselves. The lesson? Don't fear silence. Sometimes the strongest response isn't speaking. It's staying calm long enough to think before reacting. 2. They make you feel like the decision was yours. Nobody likes being told what to do, so instead of giving direct orders, skilled manipulators guide your thinking. They ask carefully chosen questions. They present limited choices. They subtly frame the conversation so that one option feels obviously better. Eventually, you make the decision yourself, or at least that's what it feels like. This is powerful because people naturally defend decisions they believe they made on their own. The manipulation happened long before the choice was made. Whenever someone presents only 2 options, ask yourself, are these really my only choices? Sometimes the best option is the one nobody mentioned. 3. They mirror your behavior. People trust people who seem familiar. Highly intelligent manipulators know this psychological shortcut. They match your speaking speed, your tone, your posture, even the words you frequently use. It feels natural, comfortable, almost like you've known them forever. Your brain interprets similarity as trust, but sometimes that similarity is carefully manufactured. That doesn't mean everyone who mirrors you has bad intentions. Good communicators naturally build rapport. The difference is the purpose. One person wants connection, the other wants influence. Pay attention to how quickly someone becomes just like you. Sometimes it's genuine, sometimes it's strategic. 4. They make you doubt yourself. This tactic is incredibly dangerous because it attacks your confidence instead of your argument. Rather than proving they're right, they convince you that you're wrong. They question your memory, your judgment, your perception. Eventually, you stop trusting yourself. And once someone controls your confidence, they don't have to control your decisions. You'll do it for them. When you constantly leave conversations questioning your own reality, pause before accepting their version of events. Confidence doesn't mean you're always right, but losing confidence shouldn't become someone else's strategy. 5. They give small favors before asking for big ones. Imagine someone helps you with something small. Maybe they offer advice. Maybe they solve a problem. Maybe they do something thoughtful. Now, days later, they ask you for a favor. Suddenly saying no feels uncomfortable. Why? Because humans naturally want to return kindness. Manipulators understand this instinct. They invest small acts of generosity to create invisible emotional debt. The favor wasn't always kindness. Sometimes it was preparation. Always ask yourself one simple question. Am I saying yes because I truly want to, or because I feel guilty? Those are very different reasons. 6. They control the emotional temperature. The smartest manipulators rarely lose control. Instead, they control yours. If you become angry, they stay calm. If you panic, they remain relaxed. Suddenly, you appear emotional while they appear rational. People watching the conversation often assume the calm person is right, even when they aren't. Emotions aren't weakness, but reacting without thinking gives someone else the advantage. The next time someone seems unusually calm while trying to provoke you, ask yourself if the conversation is about solving a problem or winning a psychological game. 7. They use your need for approval. Everyone wants to be respected, accepted, valued. Manipulators understand this deeply. They'll compliment you, praise your intelligence, tell you how different you are from everyone else. It feels amazing. Then, they attach expectations to that praise. If you're really as smart as I think you are, if you're truly loyal, if you're the kind person I believe you are, now refusing feels like proving them wrong. Your identity becomes the pressure. Remember this: real respect never demands obedience. If praise always comes with strings attached, it isn't admiration, it's leverage. 8. They overload you with information. Ever argued with someone who throws out fact after fact after fact? Statistics, stories, opinions, questions. Before you answer one point, they've already made 5 more. This creates mental exhaustion. Your brain stops evaluating quality and starts focusing on survival. Eventually, you give up. Not because they won, because you're tired. Highly intelligent manipulators know that confusion often defeats clarity. When conversations become overwhelming, slow them down. Address one point at a time. You don't have to answer everything immediately. Thinking clearly is more important than responding quickly. 9. They create false urgency. This offer expires tonight. You need to decide now. If you wait, you'll miss your chance. Urgency shuts down critical thinking. When the brain believes time is running out, logic takes a back seat. That's exactly what manipulators want. Pressure creates mistakes. Smart decisions usually survive tomorrow. Manipulative decisions demand today. Whenever someone insists that you don't have time to think, that's often the exact moment you should. Important choices deserve clear minds, not rushed emotions. 10. They make you feel special. Then take it away. This might be the most powerful manipulation trick of all. At first, you receive attention, validation, support. You feel appreciated, important, seen. Then suddenly, it disappears. The compliments stop. The messages become cold. The warmth fades. Now your brain starts chasing the approval you once had. You work harder. You try to please them. You wonder what you did wrong. This emotional roller coaster creates dependence, not because the relationship became stronger, but because uncertainty became addictive. Healthy relationships are consistent. Manipulative ones alternate between reward and withdrawal. Don't confuse emotional instability with emotional depth. Here's the truth. Manipulation isn't always loud. It doesn't always look cruel. Sometimes it smiles. Sometimes it compliments you. Sometimes it sounds incredibly logical. That's why it's so difficult to recognize. But awareness changes everything. The moment you recognize these psychological patterns, they begin losing their power. You'll pause before reacting. You'll question unnecessary pressure. You'll notice when someone is trying to control your emotions instead of earning your trust. The goal isn't to become suspicious of everyone. The goal is to become impossible to manipulate, because the strongest people aren't the loudest. They aren't the most aggressive. They're the ones who think before they react. The ones who stay calm under pressure. The ones who trust evidence more than emotion. And the ones who understand that real intelligence doesn't control people. It empowers them. So the next time someone tries to influence your thoughts, your choices, or your emotions, take a breath. Slow the conversation down. Think for yourself. Because the greatest power you'll ever have isn't controlling someone else's mind. It's keeping control of your own. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, because the next lesson might protect you from a manipulation tactic you've never even noticed before.